So last week, Hypixel Skyblock updated the foraging skill in this new island. Wow, look at it. So fancy. And I did make a thing where I had my first impressions, played through the beginning of it, and looking back, it was literally just me doing the tutorial quests. So that's kind of boring. So instead, I'm just gonna talk about it while I get get fishing, getting some fishing shards, which is something I'm still learning how to do because how do you get salmon? I don't know. I don't know how you get salmon. I've tried everything, but oh my gosh, this thing is going to be so annoying. Okay, first critique. Phantoms are so loud. I have turned my game sounds all the way down because of phantoms. Because for some reason, I don't know if they fixed this. I'm too scared to check. But they made the phantom sound be on the master volume, which is not ideal. Um, not great, but yeah. So, oh, can we get this guy fancily? No, he's gotta do that a lot. Anyway, the foraging update as a whole. Great update in my opinion. Big fan, been playing it on and off the past week and a half, and what can I say? It's one of the best things that I've one of the best updates I've played in this game. And that's saying something because the Rift was pretty fun. But like one big thing I've always not liked about Hypixel Skyblock is just how old it feels. Um, but here we've got I guess mushroom blocks been here for a while. We got packed mud. We got packed mud bricks. Incredible. But more than that, they've added big systems to the game. Not like sure it's the foraging update, but they also added the hunting skill, which is of course what I'm doing right now, or trying to. I guess I'm mostly just getting these tropical fish because they're the easiest. Like how do you get pufferfish? I don't know. I think the guide I just unlocked tells me, but who knows? There's just so many systems, and they're all vaguely familiar. Like let's see, Heart of the no, not that Heart of the Forest. This is just Heart of the Mountain from mining, just rehashed. So it still feels familiar, but it's also so different because like most of the let's look back here. Most of the stuff isn't a direct copy. Like yeah, efficient forager is the exact same as efficient miner. It's even in the exact same spot. But like other than that, I think everything else is more different. And I am a huge fan of that. So, like the familiarity, it's there, but also there's a lot of amazing stuff. Like something that really surprised me is that in the tutorial they're like, "Oh, this is how you cut down these trees or something." And it's like fig trees, you cut them down from the bottom to the top, but the mangrove trees you do from the top to the bottom, I think. Or it's the other way around, who knows? And for the longest time I was like, okay, that's just for if you don't have a god potion and you can't jump like 10 blocks or like 6 blocks or whatever it is. But no, it actually decreases not foraging, fortune, sweep, that's what it is, if you don't do that. So, like, don't cut it down in the correct order. So, that's a really cool thing, you know? Just like the attention to detail on this place is so cool. And as always, every system in this game just amazes me. Like how do you even do that? Like I can think of some ways, but like they're probably not correct, and they're probably probably big flaws to them. But like it's just astonishing what you can make in this game. Well worth the 5 years it took, I say. But I think more importantly than like all the systems itself is that it's fun. There is like most of the time in mining, I'm not as you can probably tell from all my past stuff. I'm not great at mining. I try my best, but I'm still not great. I'd say better than most, but most players don't get past like the early games, so yeah. But there it's a lot more boring. It's more like it's more mindless. And while that's good for some, that they can just get a bunch of stuff done, I don't like that. Sometimes it can be good. Sometimes you just want to shut your brain off, and I get it, of course. Sometimes I don't want to actually do stuff, but I do want to do stuff right now. So this game where we actually have to do stuff and pay attention to stuff like where you mine a tree, like the only mining equivalent to that is the glass panes on gemstones used to give less drops, so you wouldn't mine those if you were being pretentious and super optimized. But like they removed that because honestly it's kind of a stupid thing. But this is like a real mechanic that makes sense and gives some thought behind the whole thing. I think what they've also done is limit the amount of people that are on the island heavily. I think at least. Either that or only a very few people have been trying to play this update because I've had consistently 10-player lobbies. I don't know if I got a screenshot of it. If I do, I might show it because it's pretty cool. Last week, I actually got a lobby with only one other person in it, which was so good because there was like no competition. I didn't even see this person ever, so it was incredible. No competition for any of the trees, smooth sailing, so amazing. But like 10-player lobbies, there's like usually people don't get in the way, you know, which is fantastic because there's more on this island than just tree cutting, as you can see from my fishing. It always comes back to the fishing with these Minecraft servers. Yeah, that's what I've found. Always comes back to fishing. But actually, on that topic, this is such an original idea. I guess I've never played Windcraft. I'd love to play Windcraft at some point, but I just feel like it's a huge time commitment to get good, just like Skyblock. But I've already sunk years into this game, so it's a bit easier for me to dedicate time to this thing. But like I have not seen anything near what this is besides Hypixel itself. So that's that's big points. Like yeah, they hopped on the fishing bandwagon, but then the next update is just incredibly big island. I guess it's not a huge island, but it's bigger than the backwater bayou, that's for sure. And I feel like it's just big enough, like Dwarven Mine's big, huge, but it doesn't have the player cap that this does. Like, if you could make Dwarven Mine smaller if there wasn't so much in it, and if there was a player cap like this. And right now, I think they've actually got quite a lot, but it makes sense that it's all situated next to each other, sort of thing. This is getting very off topic, kind of. Maybe this is more nitpicking on previous updates, but one thing I did not like about the backwater bayou is that it was only fishing. It's basically only that lake part, unless I missed a lot. But there is so much in this place, so much variety. Like you got this place to get some attributes from these skeleton guys. Does this there's an elephant head here, a dragon head right here. Like that's crazy. And guess what? That's where yeah, like there's an entire other layer. Well, I guess we're already in the other layer, but like this place is multi-tiered. You thought the above was big and expansive. No, they've got mangrove. Like it's incredible. And guess what? Just when you think that's it, no, it's not it, because we've got a lava area down here. That's pretty incredible, huh? Like, there's just so much to explore. Like, oh, you think you found it all, huh? Huh? Yeah, you actually, I can't make it down there in this breath. You think you've found everything. right, in this place. No, no, we've got a coral area down here that if I didn't die so easily, I'd be able to show you, like, look at this place. It's a drowned sanctuary. This is incredible. Wow. Now I die. But other than that, like, that's a great place. It gives you, like, the whole underwater system. It makes you, because, like, something that I found with combat places, as someone who is terrible at combat and goes into situations that I am not equipped for, you can get into those places while not equipped. I think the only exception is probably the Enderman Slayer area, where you actually do need to be a certain combat level. But even then, when I got there, I was certainly not qualified. So, um, but like, you weren't able to take a proper look. You know, like, yeah, there's the window, but you can't really take a proper look. But this, you can take a proper look. And if you get there's like multiple branches to get those resources. With the Enderman area, it's just, oh, you know, like, yippee, I got combat level 35 or whatever it is. I can enter, woohoo! Uh, but with this, it's like, oh, you gotta get respiration, you gotta get pressure resistance. Like, that is, it's more complicated. I like that, you know? It gives you the ability to see what's out there without, at the moment, letting you in. But then, like, still giving you ways to get at some point. But I also like what they did. I was kind of mad at it at first, but you can't. Never mind, you can teleport up there, but you can't teleport down here, which is pretty cool. I think originally you weren't able to teleport up here. Or maybe I was not paying attention. Who knows? Both are. One of them is a lot more likely, I'll be honest, because I'm very distracted by all the things. Now, a lot of people did not like the attribute changes because they spent hundreds of hours getting perfect mana pool, mana regen, or whatever on their Kudra armor. But as a person who never did any of that, I think this system's really cool. So let's do some attribute fusion. We get a sea archer. Look at that. You can get extra. Actually, sea creature chances pretty good. Okay. I'm gonna repeat that fusion, not fission. Oh god. Yeah. And you see, just got a bunch of new attributes. Epic menu. Big fan of menus that aren't, like, locked to a certain requirement. Don't like those. But yeah, let's mass siphon these things. Yeah. Woohoo! Gives you a lot of XP, which is, of course, really good. I've done so many levels. I can't for the life of me figure out what the salts are for. I'm sure I'll figure out eventually, but I completely clueless, and the wiki just doesn't update, so that's fun. Another huge positive for this update is Coral the Witch. Oh, I teleported. Is Coral the Witch, because before we had all these items, the fish items, which were, let me tell you, so incredibly annoying to get in loot chests because they served no purpose. They were just trophy items, trophy fish, if you will. But you can now turn them in for a Skyblock XP, which is great. And even better, you only need. Wait. Oh no. Oh no. Oh wait. It's just the first 15 that give you Skyblock XP, and then the rest respiration and fishing XP, which for a lot of people they are going to be too hard pressed if they missed out on a few of them. So that's good. You don't need to max that out in order to max out levels, which big fan of because I don't like doing things, or at least not to that degree. Because let me tell you, some of those fish, some of them you come across randomly and loot chests, and you're like, oh, I wish I got a Necron's handle instead. And some of them are rare in their own right. Is there a fairy soul back here? This seems like a very fairy. This is not, in fact, a fairy soul place. Okay. But They also added a... Oh, there is a fairy soul. Okay, nice. They also added forest essence stuff, which is cool. You can upgrade your stuff. That's neat. Oh, oh, I'm missing 5 forest essence. Please, please, please give me forest essence, Agatha. Agatha, please. Please, yes, 20 forest essence. There we go. Pressure resistance. And I leveled up. No epic noise, though, because phantoms are too loud, so, yeah. One last thing I forgot to mention is that the tree capitator is no longer the best um, foraging weapon, which makes sense because it's old, but I think they made the crafting recipe easier, which... Actually, no, I didn't grind that out. But I paid a lot for it because it was difficult to get. And that, that hurts more than the attributes thing for me personally, because, yeah. The attribute people invest time, but I invest money. And that was a loss of investment. But I gotta say, these new axes, if you level them up, they're pretty good. Like on a base level, Tree Capitator is better, but the Big Stone Splitter, fantastic. And I'm assuming it'll be a similar thing to mining, where you keep the same axe base and like enchantments and stuff, and you can just like upgrade it with resources throughout the progression. Because this is only Foraging Update Part 1. I think there's at least 2 more islands that are going to be like right here and right here, so that's cool. So yeah, that was the Foraging updates and my thoughts on them. So thanks for watching, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.